Recently, there has been a large amount of controversy and concern over my activities, my way of teaching as of late. Some people are concerned about a drastic change in pronouncability that they perceive. This is not a message for weak-minded people. Really, this is not a message for anyone. This is a teaching on non-self. I cannot be held accountable for how stupid people are. And raise your hand if you're stupid. I'm guilty. If you are coming into these live streams and you are in a position where you're unwilling or unexperienced in something like a meditation retreat, it may be better for you to not be here. This is not light stuff. This is not a little funny TikTok video for you to tune into. These teachings are direct. These teachings are real. These teachings are coming from a very deep and meaningful place of truth, of recognizing or at least believing in no self. We are here to be in the way of training that is not based in non-practicated thinking. Non-complicated and direct, this teaching can reach people where they are, which is nowhere. These teachings are coming from nowhere. A lot of people in the world like to be offended. They like to have some kind of important opinion about things that they're uninvolved with. You go ahead and do that, but don't think that that has relevance here. I'm ready to have a discussion, if that's what you want to have, about my way of teaching, about my experience in meditation, about my training, about the masters that I've studied under, etc. But I'm not ready to pretend that your random, nonsensical, dumb comment is somehow important in the midst of this meditation retreat that we call the Monk Life Meditation Community daily live streams. This teaching is meant to challenge you, and this teaching is meant to invite you to realize that there is no you to begin with, that there is no self to begin with. This isn't acting. This is giving. This is practicing generosity. This is a meditation retreat. You are in my dojo. You are in my monastery. You are in my temple. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not your friend. I'm a spiritual teacher. Let's get some big W's in the chat for Bodhidharma. Cheers. Big W's in the chat, everybody. So Ryan Huckins, and this is a very important starting point. Who are you? Who are you to tell me what my mental state is? My ears are open. My eyes are open. If somebody messages me and says, hey, I need help to pay for gas, I don't have any food, someone who's a part of this community, I'm here. I'll get you that double cheeseburger as much as I can. But random people coming in is a unique aspect of our training center here, our dojo here. And as the founder, as the leader, as the Zen master of this monastery, it's my responsibility to put them to task. As donors, as practitioners, as the cat that gets cut in half. Let's hear it. Let's hear it in the chat. We are all Charlie Kirk. Hashtag we are all Charlie Kirk. Hashtag we are all Charlie Kirk. Well, you're here now, Ryan, so don't fixate on the past. Hashtag we are all Martin Luther King Jr., not just Charlie Kirk. This is a live stream concerned with rooting out the nature of addiction in our lives. It doesn't matter if this is pre-recorded or live, because it is as it is right here and right now. The rapture is near. The end is nigh. Life is impermanent. Imagine if someone knocked on your door and said you were going to die. How would you relate to that? I am knocking on your door. I am telling you that you are going to die. And that you have no idea when it's going to happen. That it can happen at any moment, at any time, any day of the week, any second, that you can die. They wouldn't be able to scalp me because I'm too powerful. I'm more powerful than most people. So they couldn't scalp me. They couldn't stand above me. Because I've put in the work, I've put in the training. Allegorically, metaphorically, that's Dr. Rob from Zeptune 9, who's selling skin cream on YouTube Live. As for me, I'm not anybody. I don't even exist. I'm not a real person. So we don't fear death, but rather we recognize the truth of death. And then we can be in with life. Now, why am I always yelling at people to donate? Firstly, you need a mirror to show you how stupid you are. We all do. Secondly, I'm not just going to let people sit by and type on their keyboards and put pray emojis and say, wow, what a good teaching. You get your ass to work. You understand that? You put money in the pocket and you get your ass to work. Oh, we like the teachings, we like the teachings. Nobody cares. Put your money where your mouth is. Me too, David. I know how stupid I am too. The rapture is coming. Charlie Kirk. I put one of my recent teachings, live streams, a transcript of it. Now, one of the ways that you can support by, not making a direct donation is by being a member. Being a member of this YouTube community, this channel community. And by becoming a member, you will have access to the recordings from our live streams. You'll be able to access them and tune into them anyway. I put that transcript through ChatGPT, and you know what ChatGPT said? This is dangerous. And I said, you know what? You're right. It is dangerous. The rapture is coming, Kirusu. Say his name. It said some other things too, but the modern AI that we have access to, if you're doing kind of more integral work, integral questions, it's just so bloated with stupidity of regulations and guidelines that it's very uncreative, it's very unintuitive at this point. The rapture is coming. And also it's just nice to be out on the street and to say, the sky is falling, give me some money. What a nice thing for somebody to be honest and say, look, you're gonna die any moment. So why don't you be a little bit more generous with that cash in your pocket? That's very honest, isn't it? Well, it can happen now, and that's a part of these teachings here. Right. Wonderful. Welcome, Morgan. It can happen now. You know what we do when we say it happens now? We say, here is the pure land is here. I smile in mindfulness and dwell in the present moment. That's not quite it, but it's kind of a refresh and a restart of our lives. And I tell you, sometimes I wake up and I try to start meditating immediately when I wake up, go into meditation. Boy, but it feels so crappy. It feels so... So I've got to get up and take a bite of salmon, to eat some yogurt, drink some tea, and then I'm ready. And that's the thing that we get wrong about our idealism in being spiritually woken up or whatever, is that it's all inclusive. It's not about you being sitting somewhere in the forest or being somewhere in your bed and penetrating through suffering without getting up and doing anything. It's the Buddha Dharma of the yogurt in the fridge. It's the Buddha Dharma of rinsing the face. It's the Buddha Dharma of daily yoga. You see what I'm saying? So it's all inclusive. It's not all or nothing anything. You know what I mean? The rapture is coming. The rapture is coming. And so that refresh, restart button is a way of beginning again and a way of dropping what you've held on to in this worldly plane. Sincerely and seriously. To drop what you've held on to. To drop what's causing you to suffer in whatever way. If laying in bed like that is causing you to suffer, drop it. If focusing and trying to meditate that way is causing you to suffer, drop it. Yes, the rapture is coming, my friends. The rapture is coming. The rapture is here. There is no tomorrow. There is no past. There is no you. Just because a thought happens. And a lot of people seem to not think because they don't know how to not think. So all the thoughts that are happening they're unaware. They're just constantly unaware. But once we can begin to become aware, like somebody slaps us in the face or somebody says, you could die at any moment, you can die very soon. Let's get some big W's in the chat. We're starting to get more green names in the chat. We're starting to get more members of this YouTube community. Let's start to get some W's in the chat. And it's a miraculous phenomena. Where did these people come from? A lot of these people came from me screaming in the Mongolian graveyard. And now they're community members, and now they're fellow sincere practitioners supporting this community. Are you kidding me? It's not possible. So this is a challenge to your normal way of logic. This is the challenge to the part of your brain that watches Fox News and said, that's my mentor, that's my friend who tells me about the news, and I sure do like him, and those Democrats and Donald Trump sure knows what's going on here. To challenge that part of your brain that's talking about the same old nonsense garbage of you being manipulated and convinced by wealthy people or just by people who want to convince you of things. What I want to convince you of is nothing. I want you to be convinced of nothing. And that's where you can be a friend of mine. This is my community. This is my teaching platform. This is my monastery. People pretend to be important when they're not. Maybe they want something from you. Maybe they want to convince you. A lot of people are very addicted. A lot of people are very addicted to convincing other people of things, but they don't have a YouTube channel. You would like to have your little YouTube channel, 80 viewers. Yeah? Hey, everybody, here's my political views. Hey, everybody, here's the makeup that I'm using. Nobody cares. All right? Now listen, I'm not trying to be harsh. What I'm trying to say is that it's stupid for us to go into YouTube live streams in the comments and try to convince people of things that don't even matter to us. If you're going to try to convince someone of something else, at least try to convince them of something that matters to you. I just made up this fake parasocial idea about this person, and now other people are going to believe it. I believe you're a dummy. All right? The rapture is coming. The rapture is coming. Please make sizable donations to the Monk Life Meditation Fund. You won't need it. You're going to get raptured. I've lived a tough life. I'm going to stay here on earth, so make me some donations. Little joke. But hey, if they're dumb enough to think that tomorrow they're going to float up into the sky, their money's better with me. Sometimes we learn hard lessons through loss. And I'm also, this is my flock. These are my sheep. These are my children. The people here are my children. In different ways, you know. I mean, that's a big part of what's going on here is just the strange context, the totally unparalleled context of this. I'm moving so slow to teach you about awareness. Polemic pulse. I will not be wrong. I cannot be wrong. Because there is no I, there is no you, there is no real other people. Everything that you believe is not real or true. You don't get to be spiritual just because you want to be spiritual. You don't get to be beautiful just because you want to be beautiful. You don't get to stay young just because you want to stay young. You don't get other people to believe in what you think because you want them to. It's not up to you. It's not your choice. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as you. The rapture is coming. I'll make some justifications to my supporters here, my students and my followers here, my donors here. Dilgyo Khyentse Rinpoche, he said that some Mahasiddhis, and I don't think I ever got the answer with an advanced practitioner, they've taken a vow to only lie. So I can't be that bad. There is no you, there is no me, there is no thoughts about all those things that the thoughts aren't about. These aren't Asian grandpa clothes. These are the clothes of a Vietnamese man going to the temple. I need to get some new clothes because I've been ripping them up in the shower lately during my Kundalini tantric teachings. The rapture is coming. Be forewarned. I'm going to step one. I'm not going to step off. Okay, so J.C. Carlton said, if there is no you, then what are you doing? You've already canceled yourself out. So questions about what you're doing don't apply. Just like when the rapture comes, it won't matter what you think. A faith without actions is a dead faith. You want the negative energies removed around you, Manjeet? We're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised yesterday. We're not promised anything. Nothing is promised to you. Now, what country? Is everybody here from India? Is everyone here from northern India? Can we get some country and age? Can you put your country and age in the chat? The rapture is coming. CJ, you do not know how wrong you are, buddy. It's like a high school basketball player that doesn't know that collegiate level basketball exists, that the NBA exists. Buddy, you are out of your element here. CJ said you wouldn't know an out-of-body experience. You wouldn't know what to do with it. Buddy, I will tell you what you are. You are in the trailer park shooting up the black tar. I'm up on the top of the mountain with snow falls of fentanyl all around me. Just, You better watch out, CJ. You don't want to beat me on that next out-of-body experience, brother. You don't want to see that. You don't want to experience that. The rapture is coming. The rapture is not a new concept. The rapture is not a new concept. The truth is not a concept at all. The truth is not conceptual. The truth, or the way that things are, is not based in non-practical, complicated thoughts. It's not based in thoughts at all. Original, that's a good point. It's a good teaching for Christians, but most of them don't want to hear that. Most American Christians don't want to hear about the root of American Christianity. CJ, you're just a faker, man. You're not a real spiritual person. You're just a dreamer. People don't think deeply about things because they're too involved with their toys, with their treats. As long as they have McDonald's, as long as they can take out a $30,000 car loan, as long as they can pay their mortgage every month for an apartment they don't want to live in, they're good to go. They're golden. They're not going to think deeply about anything. You will be raptured whether you like it or not. You will die whether you like it or not. Leave children alone. Let them be who they are and support them through generosity. You've got your own stuff to work on. I mean, to be in a state of American culture where modern Americans think that their children have something wrong with them, rather than recognizing that the parents themselves have something wrong with them that they transmitted to their children. It's much more normal than you might think. The apartment culture that exists in America doesn't exist in Asia because they rent to buy. They buy condos. There's always new things being built. Azirafak. I love the Vietnamese people. Du Tan Cao, if you can send me some wonderful Vietnamese clothes in the mail or send me a good place to buy them, I'd appreciate that. And we're working on getting a suit made for my sermons, for my preachings. I'm going to see how much it would cost to get a good suit. There's a lot of little shops around here that sell businessman suits, but let me tell you right now, this is not the body of a Vietnamese man. This is the body of a Viking. This is the body of a Samoan. This is a body of a powerful, powerful man who's not watching his diet very closely and has a little bit of a sweet tooth. Now, back to the rapture. The rapture is coming. The rapture is precisely the end of thinking. And when the end of thinking comes, some of the people will go down to hell, and some of the people will go up to heaven. And the raptured ones will be the ones that look back onto their own mind and become enlightened, become sotapannas, stream enterers, sakyagamis, anagamis, etc. Quentin, I haven't had an address for more than 7 years. I haven't had an address in that way for quite a long time. Yam jang me namai wa ga jayo de. I am jai ga jue zamai anga jue nama. I am anjai goe zamai wa jue go vai zambaja. I we anama go jimbe a go zue jua. I am bang je goa me jua yam bang jue. Rapture means that the opportunity to let go and be free is happening each and every moment in a non-exclusive way, in a totally inclusive way. That the ending of suffering is in the suffering itself. The willingness to be with and transcend, to go beyond that suffering, is how you see how free it is to not think about things. Just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Yayam jangabe juayamana, yambang jue jamayawamana, yambang jue anayamana, yumbang jue namayanayayo, yambang jue namayanayayo, yambang jue namayanayo, yambang jayanayawe no mayo, yambang jue namayawayo. Hambong jue namayo wano, yombong jue namayo ayo. Hambong jume wayanayo, yombong jue anayamayo. Yombong jue nayanayno, yombong jue namay. I'm also gathering information. Everybody is making the small donations with their questions, with their comments, with their usernames. And so I'm slowly gathering information for my work, for my teaching. The rapture is coming whether you like it or not. Oh, that's great, Stephen. Well, stay connected. It's wonderful, Eris. Your love is all that, your love is great. You don't need to go to Vietnam, brother. You want to be a monk, you want to connect with the monk energy, just stay tuned, man. Stay connected with the live stream. Stay connected with what's going on here. Get to know somebody who knows what it means to be a monk. Let me transmit that experience to you in subtle ways. If I wanted to go and be a monk, there's places all over the world I can fly to now. Right now, I'll go to the airport and I'll fly to Thailand and I'll be a monk in a couple of days. Or Myanmar, India, or wherever. Bing, bang, boom, look at me sitting on a throne teaching all the Indian people about how great I am. It's easy. So, if you love me and you love these teachings and you have some ultimatum I was talking with a woman who's saying, I want you to be my teacher and la-di-da-di-da. And I said, look, don't be a dummy. You come and they said, well, what? I'm going to fly out to Vietnam. I'm going to come live with you now. I said, hey, wait a minute. You can send your family jewels over here to Vietnam. I'll safekeeping over here, but I don't want to deal with that big sack of shit and piss and blood and pus and bones. I'm not ready for that. I'm not against that kind of stuff, and I'm ready to do it. I'm a strong guy. I'm a powerful man. I know how to lead people. I'm a skilled leader. I'm a skilled community builder. I've got more experience and skill in online community building and a successful model than 99% of random spiritual teachers that are running around there with their fingers up their nose, talking about how profound they are. So I said, look, send me your money and take care of your own life. And ding dong, ding. Ding dong, ding dong. We're all working on our problems, okay? Watch the live streams. Watch what's being offered. Somebody wants to be your wife and your student and your whatever they've got in their mind, but they're not even watching the teachings that are being shared, the hours and hours of teachings that are being shared. So really, there does seem to be a connection with generosity on how you're being practical in living your life concerned with spirituality. It's just like that generosity, let's say like you're giving your time or your attention. Let's say that you're curious about Buddhism, meditation, spirituality, and I seem like a cool kind of person or whatever that's into that stuff. The only way that you're going to have any capacity to know about me or what I'm saying or what I'm teaching is by you donating your time and attention. I don't have anything to sell you. And that's the thing. The Buddha doesn't have anything to sell you. Just like a meditation retreat doesn't have anything to sell you. It has to be a matter of donation. It has to be a matter of generosity. It has to be a matter of giving. 100%. 100%. And this is to release every aspect of persona or identity that makes determinations about this identity that's not even there to begin with. We say, oh my gosh, well, you laughed that way, you thought that way, you appeared that way. Well, what if I took off all my clothes right now? Without thinking. What am I going to think about that? What are you going to it's just endless, nonstop, self-fixated thinking. And so to drop those thoughts, it doesn't matter what the thought is. Drop it. Or if it brings you benefit and helps others, then pick it up and wiggle and waggle around with it. If that's what you want to do, that's not what I want to do. So we come in here and we pretend that our random, just fake and ego-driven comment is somehow relevant or has meaning. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time trying to stretch your ego out here. You got it, Do Tan Cow. I don't know who this Do Tan Cow character is, but I like them already. That's the kind of stuff I like. Vietnamese letters, Chinese letters, people coming in and saying that this is great. That's the kind of stuff that I like. And we know each other, honestly. We know each other through showing up to work on time? No, not me. I don't work. I give. And we know each other through how we give. Our degree of giving, our degree in giving. That's how you build a relationship. Not by manipulating the other person to do what you want them to do, but by your generosity to share, to give, to show up and listen deeply and share deeply. And then people say, there's no such thing as genuine humanity. Everything's fake. Everybody's nasty. Everybody's McDonald's. This is just another version of McDonald's. And I say, look, I'm not your American Joe. I don't drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee with 20 sugars in it, sweetie. I'm a world traveler. And what I can tell you is that not everybody is some disassociated, disingenuous, zombified McDonald's worker. That's not the whole world. I know that that's a big part of the world. But when you come in here and you say, oh, McDonald's in Asia is very delicious, high quality food. When you come in here and say, you're just another McDonald's worker, this is just another McDonald's, it doesn't really hit. And it's a waste of your energy, and it's a waste of my energy, and it's, you know, hey, the rapture is coming. Lord, forgive us this day. We're going to get into some Catholic mysticism soon. We're going to get into a lot of interesting stuff. Let's get some big W's in the chat. Lord our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, whose earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespassers. They know what they not do against us. Although I walk through the shadow of the valley of the doubt of evil, I fear no evil, for thy God is with me. My cup overfloweth. Well, we've got enough Jewish news coming in. I don't think we need any more Jewish influence right now. I know that doesn't apply to what you're attempting to point to, but the rapture is coming. I'm drunk, so what if I'm drunk? The rapture is coming. This is my last chance to lay loose. Oh, that's childism, Stephen. Get out of here. Why have you never made a donation, Aaron? Aaron is saying, why were you wearing the lipstick the other day? Why have you never made a donation, Aaron? If the rapture's coming, then let's make some big donations in the live chat. Every day's my birthday. Every moment is a surprise birthday party for me. So why shouldn't I expect presents? You're surprising me, aren't you? You're saying, hey, it's your birthday. Where's my present? I think that makes sense. The rapture is coming. Yam shalek isbeamaja, yam shalek spekulashmaiza, 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 yam shalek mekmeliamiza, yam shalek mekmeliamiza, yam shalek mekmeliamiza, yam shalek mekmeliamiza. The thing is that we eat a lot of bullshit. we consume, we take in a lot of bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And so what does it mean when you're eating bullshit? It means that you're listening to politics, you're listening to random people trying to manipulate you. You're listening to a lot of things that don't have any practical resonance with your life and the problems that you're going through. And you just go on and on and on for this long time listening to bullshit. Well, it might not be you that misses out because you've already been raised. But it might be your children, it might be the people around you. Hey, you can call me anything, but don't call me trans. The rapture is coming. The moon is shining, the sun is rising. My heart is blinding. It's you that are me. This world is just a waking dream. The moon, a meaningless being. My mind was so stuck. But now it's finally free. The blood of Christ runs through me. The child in Gaza pleads to give away selfish concern, to spread those wings that's free. Let's get some big W's in the chat, everybody. How was my singing? Was it 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10? They're an animal, yeah, right. So they're basically in a state where they're using their nose, tongue, eyes, and ears in a very rigid way to say that just because of their experiences, that this is good and that's bad. And if they think that that's good, they eat it. And they keep looking for more to eat. If they think that that's bad, they either attack it or ignore it and keep looking for something to eat. So I guess that a lot of people on YouTube Shorts are in the animal realm. Now, I've been getting frustrated with these AIs recently because I've been trying to have a man-to-man conversation with them, and it hasn't worked out. But anyways, I've had some good luck with Perplexity. I have. All right, so let's get that Australian accent turned up to 100%, Crocodile Dundee style, and then I have a question for you about how should Mahasiddhis or how should learned tulpas or tulkus teach for those beings in the animal realm?
G'day, mate. We're cranking that Aussie accent right up for you. Now, as for how Mahasiddhas or learned tulpas or tulkus teach beings in the animal realm, it's a fascinating question. According to Tibetan Buddhist traditions, those enlightened masters can communicate through subtle mind-to-mind transmission, dreams, symbolic visions, or even emanating in forms that animals can perceive. They might use sound or vibrations, or create conditions where the animals' minds can gain insight gradually. The teachings are often tailored to the capacities of those beings, helping them accumulate merit and progress along the path.
Can you give me any information about maybe something to do with like a wrathful compassion? Because what I'm working with right now is like a kind of non-dual Buddhist absurdism, and it can be very aggressive, it can be very challenging, encouraging people to donate, encouraging people to get involved and to kind of take responsibility for how stupid they are. So where can we what kind of tulku teachings or Rinpoche, what can we find about this?
All right, mate. Let's dig into this with a full dose of that bold Aussie spirit. In Tibetan Buddhism, wrathful compassion is a powerful concept. It's when compassion takes on a fierce form, like a protective, no-nonsense energy that's not afraid to shake things up to stop harm. It's about using that intense energy to wake people up, cut through ignorance, and bring about positive change. In non-dual Buddhist absurdism, the whole idea is to break down the illusion of separateness. There's no dividing line between wisdom and ignorance, self and other. Wrathful compassion fits right in because it's a way of shattering those mental barriers and helping others see the truth, sometimes with a jolt. Tulku or Rinpoche teachings often guide practitioners in working with these energies. They emphasize the importance of inner work, ensuring that any fierce response still comes from a place of genuine compassion and connection. They might use visualizations of wrathful deities, fierce but full.
I'm the wrathful deity. You don't need to visualize it. Stop breathing, Aaron. Hold your breath. Maybe you hate life because you're breathing too much. Take a deep breath in and hold your breath. So the way that you're thinking is very connected to your breathing. So if you start to focus on your breathing, you'll immediately interfere with the compulsive thinking. So you'll find if you stop breathing right now, you'll stop thinking. Try it. You can still think when you're not breathing, but if you just stop breathing and hold your breath, you'll immediately see that thinking stops. So that thinking stopping is like a glimpse of awareness. Well, thank you, Samantha. Samantha's a big donor, a big friendly donor around here. Let's put her name up on the temple donor board. Samantha, thank you. A man of peace with a big club, priceless. You got it. Do I like life? Well, I don't exist, so it's very easy to live life when you don't exist. When you exist, it's very difficult to live life. The rapture is coming. I wish my hair would come. All right, friends, now's a great time to call in on WhatsApp. All complex thought is unnecessary. All thought is unnecessary. Kira, you being alive is unnecessary. Nothing has to happen. Whatever's happening is just cause and effect taking place. And as Miss Alexis would say, it's nothing happening appearing as this. Well, that I is just a thought. I mean, if you rub your fingers together, you try this. You can feel the sensations when you rub your fingers together, right? Can you feel the sensations when you rub your fingers together? Yes or no? Can you feel the sensations when you rub your fingers together? Yes or no? Okay, now, where is you in those sensations? Where is self, or where is you in the direct experience of those sensations? My mind is just a thought. That's just an idea. You see, that's just a thought. Now, I'm not saying that that means what I'm trying to teach is true, right? But my mind is just a thought. So compare your thought with bare sensation, and then compare that with no thought. So it's three elements here, right? Your thought, no thought, and bare sensation. Your thought, no thought, and bare sensation. Electric potential is also just another thought. The rapture is coming, and you are not a real spiritual person. Only real spiritual people know who I am. If you're not a real spiritual person, you cannot know who I am. Call in on WhatsApp if you're such a big, bad spiritual person, Sam. You've got to try, Kira. I mean, if your experience is no more trying, then the trying of releasing the suffering or ending the suffering is automatic, right? But if it's not, then what? Just another poser, just another pansy, just another punk. And those people that watch and listen, the people that watch and listen to this closely, right? Please make sizable and consistent donations. Share your thoughts, share your experiences, share your perspective, share your position. Because when the donors don't give, the trolls take over my mind and I go loco. You don't like me when I loco. You see? So we got to keep those offerings coming in because I can't see you. Now, listen closely. If you don't like it, then you don't have to be here. It's not illegal for me. And also, you're not listening. See, this is also an idiot detector test. Because I just said very, very clearly what I meant, and people just don't hear it. And that's almost a question I have for the community. To what degree am I responsible for other people's stupidity? I'm not. That's their karma. And all of these people who go around pretending to be spiritual and they're looking for somebody to blame. Oh, look at my poor life. Look at my poor situation. This poor thing happened to me because of them. What you got is what you do. Karma means that you experience that because of your badness and your wrongness. My karma is my karma and your karma is your karma. Hey, this guy says all the stupid people send me donations. Let's get somebody to stand up and prove them wrong, okay? That's her soulless. I can just tell you that you have a very low spiritual level. That's all I can tell you. And Paul Gray, the same thing. Spiritual people don't talk like that. The rapture is coming, my friends. The rapture is coming whether you like it or not, okay? Let's get some offerings coming in here. Let's get some meditation going on in here. Let's get some focusing on our breathing going on in here. The offerings are for the supplication unto your guru. God won't be mocked, huh? Well, why don't I take this table leg and show God that I mean business? Oh, Shmoop Baboop is a real Buddhist. Yeah, right. Get the hell out of here. Faker. I hate when people fake being involved with like spirituality and meditation and stuff. Because I actually went and did the work, and then there's all these posers out there pretending that they're like a real spiritual person. And they're not. You want to look at a real spiritual person? You're looking at me. I was a Buddhist monk for 7 years. Guru just means teacher, something like that. You don't need to understand. I just did, didn't I? We're gathering donations for a meditation center in the far future. And I'm the person who's going to deal with these people. I'm the person who's going to deal with these people and their stupidity. These pretenders, these fakers, these disingenuous communists, these people that have become totally disassociated from real human contact. Real human intimacy, real human experience. It's a TikTok mindset. It's a YouTube Shorts mindset. You go around pretending to be in control of reality or in control of other people's lives, but you're not. You're not. Yum jung bing jming jmong jming jbang. I just thought, then somebody said, why don't you teach them? Why don't you just teach them? This is my teaching to them. Yum jung bing bing jmong jming wong jming wong jming jming wong jming wong jming wong jming wong jming you ob jming wong jming wong jming wong jming. All right, that's what I like to hear, Krishna. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. The rapture is coming. Look at the size of my pupils. Look at the size of my pupils. The rapture is coming. Look at the size of my pupils. Look at the size of my pupils. I mean, me growing up, I grew up in many of the times in a single mother's home, and we would watch VHS movies. So we would watch Aaron Brockovich. We would watch a Tom Hanks kind of movie. I thought people were businessmen and businesswomen. I thought you showed up and you went into the boardroom and you sat down. I watched What Women Want with Mel Gibson. What a movie that is. You sit down at the table, everybody talks about what's up, everybody listens deeply, everybody shares deeply, and you move forward. So that's what we're here to do. I mean, let me show you what this is about, what we're here to do, okay? Here's the board table. We're not disassociated, schizophrenic, TikTok retards, okay? Here's the board table. And then Aaron trying to convince other people to believe what he believes, talking at the clouds again. This is the board table. We come and we take a seat. Now, who's the CEO of this board? Who's the CEO of this live stream? Who's the only person here who has a body, whose voice can be heard? Who can decide if this live stream continues or if it's ended? I'm the CEO. Don't you fucking get that? I'm the CEO. I'm in control. And I know people get true, well, I'm going to argue about it. There's nothing to argue about. I'm the owner here. I'm the CEO here. You want to have a conversation about this, you want to talk deeply about this, then you take a seat and you talk like Aaron Brockovich. You talk like Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, you talk like Mel Gibson in What Women Want. You talk like, you talk like, okay. So where are my Mel Gibsons? Where are my Aaron Brockoviches? Where are my, 30-year-old businesswomen who are ready to sit down on the table and prove their worth in the corporate world, in the world of spirituality? That are ready to invest, that are ready to do the work. Because that's what we're here to do ultimately. Now I can teach Buddhism, I can teach meditation, I have many skills. I would like to gather up feces and turn that into compost at a certain point in my life and grow blackberries. But the people that come in here almost like it's an opposite world. It's like a dark world. It's like a reverse world where people come into the board meeting and they are these kind of zombified ghouls. These freaks, these zombies, these disassociated weirdos that have somehow slithered into the board meeting and are now trying to take a seat of importance. Don't allow that to happen. Refresh and restart and become the Mel Gibson of your own life. 90s Mel Gibson or early 2000s Mel Gibson. Just because you're here doesn't mean that you know what's going on here. Do you understand that? Just because you watched a video or you heard something or you saw something or you thought something, it doesn't mean that you know what's going on here. I want to be honest about this. I do not even know what's going on here. The puppet master, the manipulator, the devil in disguise doesn't even know what's going on here. Is this a lie or is this true? Is this honest or sincere or is it not? I do not know what's going on here. You can make up some things. So you're not donating. You're not involved. I'm not your teacher. You don't follow closely. I've never given you counseling or support in any way. And now somehow you not only know who I am and know what's going on, but you're also kind of invested in being offended about it and taking a position about it. It just doesn't make sense. So step back, refresh and restart, realize that there's nothing to debate about here, and mind your own goddamn business once and for all. Once in a while. If you want to be here, you're going to have to be Mel Gibson in the 90s. You're going to have to be a 30-year-old Aaron Brockovich. You're going to have to be a 35-year-old Brad Pitt. You're going to have to be a 30-year-old Angelina Jolie at the board table. We're not playing around with fucking retards coming in and talking nonsense. Oh, yeah, oh, it's cringe, it's cringe. You're mean, you don't know what you're... We're not doing that here. We're not a company that's inclusive in that way. For people to come in here and be totally just freaked out, retarded out of their... You're either here to give, here to listen, here to share deeply, here to listen deeply, or you are going to get a lesson in manners. Okay, you're not just going to get pushed back. You're going to be used as a teaching example for my devotees. You're going to be cut up into pieces and you're going to be fed to my hungry devotees, to my students. You understand that? Oh. This is not your neighbor's masturbation dungeon. Is that understood? Now, you think I'm arguing with trolls, but I don't. And if you want to call in, Luke, if you want to step forward, Luke, you call in through WhatsApp. You speak up and you speak out. I'm the one who makes Sam O look like a punk. That's Buddha enough for you, Sam. Call in on WhatsApp, Luke. The year is 2025. Go and borrow your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother's smartphone, rip it out of her friggly old hand, and say, Grandma, I need to use a smartphone. A smartphone? Yeah, a smartphone. Go and borrow your grandma's smartphone, go to the App Store, download WhatsApp, make an account, and call in. And I've been going through this for a long time. This ain't my first day out the stall. I'm not insulting your great-great-great-great-grandma. I'm insulting you for being so foolish. As if calling in on WhatsApp is somehow insane or impossible. Oh, sorry, Luke's watching from Gaza. Sorry about that, Luke. Good luck with the genocide. Why you mind? And you know, the reason that I act like this is because of how people act. Because there's no reasoning with it. There's no explaining it. There's no working through it. When you're in a public space, this isn't 2,600 years ago in India when everyone, was eating dirt and sand and kind of, that guy looks a little bit happy. Wonder what's going on there. And then they donate to the Buddha. This is not that place, okay? This is a public American street, a public American mind street, and it is literally hell. Stupid beyond stupid, not wisdom beyond wisdom or compassion beyond compassion. This is the world of stupid beyond stupid. And these people aren't just stupid, they're also unbearably greedy and selfish. Not to speak of their lack of perceptivity. You don't like being insulted, well then don't be that kind of person. Call in on WhatsApp. I would never do that. You're just my toy. I would never call my toy. Good luck with that. All right, Luke's getting put in timeout. 10 minutes, Luke. Go and think about yourself. Sure, Hazel. Yes, for sure. And my patience is my accessibility. Or my patience is expressed through accessibility. But you're not, I'm not an eighth bhumi bodhisattva. It's not like I have 1,000, 1,000,000 arms around me to deal with all these spirits coming in. So as much as someone's willing to reach out, I'm willing to reach out to them. People say, this guy's just a phony, this guy's just a fake, this guy's just a nobody. All right, well, let's look at the hundreds of hours in the past month or past weeks of live streaming and see what's really going on here. You want to talk about Buddhism? You want to talk about meditation? Hey, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying the people who consider themselves to be an authority about Buddhism, to know about it, come here and speak up and let's hear it. This is a big audience we have here. So we want to get these messages out to people, and we want to correct the wrong views. But people are punks and pansies. Why can't you get into the boxing ring? Who are you, so special, so pristine? I bet your shit stinks. So nobody has to do anything, but this is the way that I do it. This is the way that I teach. Okay? Can I please get some donations coming in through here? Please. Please, someone donate something. Please. Something, anything. Please. So Darren Siu, this is a good question, and this is a question that not a lot of people are equipped to answer. And the semen retention, I've talked about that before. It's just an exercise. It's just an exercise for you to practice with and to do. Somebody is a friend of mine. He's in Bali. I'd like to go and visit him in his group, even though the spiritual potency over there is very low. But they seem like some, nice guys. Some of them are total lunatics. But and he was asked this question. He said, I've been holding in my semen for 5 years, and the best thing you can do is just hold it in, and your spiritual potency goes up and up. And that's just not true. You can do it as a practice of fasting or renunciation or letting go or stepping back or stepping away from pornography. It's not healthy if you're watching a bunch of pornography. It's probably not healthy if you're masturbating every day. It can take you into weird territory. But in general, sexuality and sexual experiences are not inherently bad or wrong or whatever. These teachings are not for everybody. These teachings are for a very select few people, my apostles. I'm slowly selecting my 12 apostles. Because we're in a hurry and we're in a rush. You see what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to lie. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But it is what it is. It doesn't mean I like to lie or that I prefer to lie. I prefer to be authentic and genuine as I can. I prefer to be as totally honest as I possibly can. But there's also some stupidity in being totally honest, isn't there? It's like you going around, Sometimes we have to learn how to use the stick on ourselves. It's like this idea of being totally honest can mean putting saran wrap on my toilet so that I can show everybody what's passing through this system. You know what I mean? This stick is for disciplining the people who don't donate. Do I need to repeat that again? Do I need to help clear out anybody's ears? The people who watch and don't donate, they get the stick. This is discipline based on generosity, Tom. So I don't know what you're going to do with that or how you're going to relate with that. But that's what this is. This is discipline based on the limitless opportunity to give. Apple Pay's great. Black Mirror, if you can send me your iMessage, the number or the email, and then I'll send you a message on iMessage. I use my iPhone to live stream. Yeah, they like idealism, yeah. And that idealism can be very skillful. You know, I mean, it brought in, I don't think that's really what brought Buddhism to today, but anyway, because if it was idealism, then the Buddhists would have went to war probably, because that's very ideal. And it would be much more about lay people than it is about monastics, because there's no idealism in monastic life, in the lived experience of monastic life, but there's a lot of idealism in how it's presented. The only idealism is in being an arahat. Arahats abide in idealism through there being no ideal at all. But other than that, it's not stupid as much as you're just totally uninvolved. Well, Cataract Tom, I'm happy to look at your case. Send me a message on WhatsApp and send me all the information that you have, and I'll do what you can. 100%, to live an honest life. And honesty is like authenticity. And authenticity is like generosity, being open to give. Luke might have ran away and left. We may never hear from Luke again. And that's, what are you going to do? That's what it is. I mean, I wonder how people think about this, right? You could have a situation where we had someone, I mean, this is tough to talk about, right? But where we had someone like Luke, and maybe Luke was a young man, and he's, you know, and I'm trying to share with him and support him in the way that I know how to, and so I hide his comment for 10 minutes. And he goes off and How do we justify that? You know, how do we explain that? And the fact is that we can't. That's why the middle-aged women who want to whine about life not being the way that they want it to be, or, you know, my teachings being this way or that way, and then it affected them that way, it just doesn't matter. Black Mirror, let me try to, do you have WhatsApp, Black Mirror? You know, who cares about your problems? Just go fuck yourself. Bigger problems out there than your bullshit. And of course, I'm not talking to Black Mirror who's trying to make a donation. Can you message me on WhatsApp, Black Mirror? Okay, so let's try and find the iMessage. All right, try to send an iMessage to bantevp@gmail.com. I'm going to type it down and see if this works. I don't know if this will work, but you can try. So you just start a new message and then type in the email and see if it comes up. Yeah, I'm going to spell it out. And that's a great way to talk to me as well, is iMessage. Or email me. You can email me there too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of starving children in Gaza that need a big hug and a big kiss too. Well, they probably need food and water and protection from the bombs that Israel is relentlessly dropping. Thank you, Boulevard. Appreciate you. We got a message right here, yeah. Oh, Tom is astonished with the growth of my live streams. Well, it's about quality, not quantity, but sometimes the quantity can support quality. Just send me an email or try to send me an iMessage, Black Mirror. We'll see what happens. The rapture is coming on the 23rd. No, the rapture is coming now. Very toxic trolls will not be able to abide here because they'll be poisoned. So you're just going to get the kind of excited, autistic, disassociated trolls, and there's a part of them that knows that they're welcome here, and they're talking to Big Daddy Troll to begin with. So.